Today I have the Idoo hydroponic system. I've had an Aerogarden for about a year now, and this one has twice as many of the pods, or twice as many capacity of plants. I decided I was going to give another brand a try here. Alright, so here's our main unit here, our light and our main bottom portion. Our tray comes out. Inside we have all the pieces we need. We have our sponges, so you'll put the seeds in those. We have 2 packs of sponges, so you could actually do it twice. We have our little sponge holders. Some little markers for the plants. We have some caps, so if you want to skip every so often you can. And then we have our little lids. So I do like that it does come with the caps where you can cap off if you don't want to put a plant in there. That's pretty nice. I know my Aerogarden did not have that feature. Then of course we have our power adapter. We do have our stand for the light, and then there is a pump here which circulates the water. I also really love that this one has a huge 4-liter capacity for the water itself. Alright, so we can go ahead and we can start putting it together. I also realized I did not get seeds, and this one does not come with seeds, so be warned with that. So I am going to have to run to like a Lowe's or Home Depot or something to find some. And here's our stand. We'll go ahead and we'll put that in there. And you're just going to slide that in place. Then here is the light. I will show you a little bit more once it's turned on, but you can see there is a fan in the center here. It kind of allows for air circulation for your plants, and then each LED kind of has a little its own indentation. And you can see from the top, you got a kind of a carbon filter or fiber look. We got all the buttons up here, so you got your power, your water, your fan, your vegetables or fruit. You can change the lights for whatever type of plant you're putting in there. So if you're putting little itty bitty little like fruit trees or something that's going to bloom, flower, you can put it over onto the fruit. It does expand upwards. I will do a measurement for you again here in just a second. For those who want to know, from the bottom to the base, we're looking at about 4 inches. From the base to the light, we're looking at right about 11 inches. And then if we go from the bottom all the way up, we're looking at pretty close to 16 inches there. So hopefully that'll give you an idea of measurements. Then I opened up the other little box. We got 2 different plant foods in here. We got a plant food A and a plant food B. You're going to add water to both of these, shake them up, let them mix up. And you're only going to do 20 mils of each one, so don't do the entire bottle. Alright, so I went ahead and I added the water to these first things. We have kind of a clear, and then the other one kind of has a bluish tinge to it. And then I went to the store and I grabbed some seeds. So I do have some cherry tomatoes, some peppermint, some cilantro, and some thyme. And I'm going to do 3 pods for each one. Alright, so setting up these pods are super easy. You're just going to take your little sponge holder, you're going to grab a sponge, and they are flexible. You're just going to drop it right in and then drop it in the slot. And then if you want to skip them, you can just put the little caps on them and you can skip them. I'm not going to be skipping any of them, at least at this time. I'm going to let them grow and sprout, and if everything grows a little too quick and too much, then maybe I'll thin it out. Next, you're just going to take a few seeds for each one, and what I'm going to do is drop some kind of down there in that center of that hole, and I may leave a couple seeds on top of each pod just to kind of see if they grow. I know at least with images I saw that they did that with some of them. And also I have not plugged it in or anything yet since I haven't added any water. You do not want to plug it in until you have that water in there. And before I add any water, I'm going to add the fertilizers. So you're going to do the 20 mils of each one. Don't do the whole bottle like I mentioned. I also put the packets of seeds on the top of each row just so I know exactly which one's which until I get my labels on there. But we'll go ahead and start filling it up. It is 4 liters, so it's going to take a little bit to fill this up with my little bottles here. Now before I finish filling it up, I'm going to go ahead and add my markers. So you do get several of these. I'll probably put these in the back when I'm done. But you do get a lot of them, so you could plant 12 different types of plants if you really wanted to. I'm only going to do the 4 different types myself. Next, you're going to put the little dome caps on top of each one. That's going to help keep the moisture in. It's also going to help with the humidity and the temperature. That way your seeds can germinate a little bit easier. Once we have all these on, we'll go ahead and we'll fill it up. We'll fire it up. I'll show you the lights and everything. All right, we'll start out at the top. I'm going to go ahead and power it up. The fan automatically kicked on, and we do have lights on. So it feels like the air blows downward, and it circulates throughout the plants themselves. And then you have the buttons for the vegetables, and then you also have for the fruit. And if you tap it, if you're wanting to go to bed and you tap it, it'll go off for 10 hours, and then it'll automatically come back on for you. Show you underneath at the lights. So with the blue lights, those are for the vegetables, and then just the white and red is going to be for the fruit. And I really do like that option that it gives you for both of those, and you can feel the air circulating underneath here. Last but not least, you want to lower the light down towards the domes. You want to keep it pretty close to your plants, not touching once they are growing, but you want that temperature, that light and everything to kind of hit them. And then as it grows, you'll raise that light up above those. You'll kind of want to try to keep the plants from actually touching the lights. Overall, I like the design of this garden. I like the layout, and I like that it has the 12 pods in it. We will see how it works. I will do a follow-up in about 1 month just to kind of show the sprouting and how well everything's growing. I think it's going to work pretty well. I may end up going with my own plant food that works great with what I do, but overall, I am happy with this.